Today we are changing the blades in the Quamar M80e On-Demand Grinder. Regardless of which version you have, the process is still very similar. These are the tools that you will require. You will need a Phillips head screwdriver, a coffee cleaning brush, a genuine set of Quamar blades, scales if you have them. If not, you still need to have a grip handle with the last dose, which this can be used as a visual when resetting your grind, a 4-ounce cup, which will be used for any excess screws, and a vacuum cleaner. Ensure the power is off and close the gate. Once the gate is closed, remove the hopper. Next step will be to remove any excess coffee beans by using a vacuum cleaner. Grab the 4-ounce cup, which will be used to place any excess screws that you remove. The first screw to be removed is this one at the back. This actually locks the collar in place. Unscrew until loose and place it in your 4-ounce cup. Next, you actually need to hold the step, which is used to change your grind, down and unscrew the collar completely off. Here you will notice the build-up of the coffee around the blades and inside the grinder. Guys, when removing the screw, take note that there may be some coffee residue left in the actual screw, so you may need to actually put the screwdriver in and tap it from the top to enforce it. Carefully unwind. Always placing your screws in your 4-ounce cup. So same thing with the blade on the collar. You may need to give it a tap to get rid of any of that coffee residue to help with getting the screw out. Guys, what we need to do now is actually clean inside the grinder. So you'll notice the rotating blade holder. We need to remove all coffee that is around that and inside the thread. So using your coffee cleaning brush, clean your thread. Because what we want to do is actually ensure that the surface that we're replacing the blades onto is spotless as well. So I'm just going to grab the vacuum. Ensure that you cover the hole as there is a spring inside. Now onto the collar. You'll notice there's a build-up of coffee as well. So what we're going to do is vacuum that off and then clean the edges using your cleaning coffee brush. And now using a damp brown chucks, you're actually going to wipe that clean. We're going to move back to the blade holder and wipe that out carefully as well, just to ensure those surfaces are clean and ready to go. Alright, here we have our genuine Quamar blades. We're going to line up the holes on the collar and then insert your screws. Now we're only going to go halfway before putting the next one in, and this is to ensure everything lines up. Once you have all of them halfway in, go back to the start. Now we're going to attach the blade to the blade holder. Again, line up your holes inside the grinder. Same concept, guys. I want you to go halfway with your screws and then we'll retighten. Back to the first one, holding carefully as they are sharp blades. Next step is to grab the stopper spring, place it back into the hole, and now you need to hold that down while winding the collar on. What I'd like you guys to do is wind it all the way down until you feel the blades touch. And then we're going to wind it back a quarter of a revolution, and that will put you somewhere close to where the grind should be set. Alright, so the blade's touched, and then we're going to go back a quarter, and now you can let go of your stopper spring. Now it's time to place your hopper with coffee in it back onto the grinder. Lock it in with your little screw on the side. Open the gate, and now we're ready to set the grind. The next step is to set the grind, and we're going to try and do that with minimal waste. The way to do this is to use a plate, or if you don't have a plate, just use a cup. And this will be to catch the grind so that we can compare the current with our recent sample dose that should still be in your group handle. Alright, so what we're going to do is turn it on. And we're only going to grind for a couple seconds and then turn it off. Now what you'll see there is it's quite coarse. So if we rub that between our fingers and then actually compare with the group handle one, it's a long way out. So what we need to do is fine it up. So I'm going to hold down your stopper spring and turn the dial anti-clockwise by 2 clicks. Again, on at the power. Grind for a couple seconds and repeat. So again, if we compare that to the original, it's still too coarse. So what we'll do is we'll go anti-clockwise another 2 clicks, and that should get us pretty close. Same again, repeat, between the fingers, compare with the old, and we're still too coarse. Anti-clockwise 2 more clicks. Alright, so now we're getting close. I reckon that's about spot on. So now we've figured out the setting is almost similar to what we originally had. We're going to look at the timing now. Firstly, I'm going to turn it on. I'm just going to leave it as it was. And we're going to grind a full drop and then weigh that. So firstly, tear off a cut so that you're on 0. Now remember guys, we're aiming for 18 grams plus or minus 1 gram. So with the new blades at the current time, we're sitting at 24.2 grams. So we need to reduce that time. So holding the plus and the double cup, we're now going to switch it on. And that reads terminal 4, 12 seconds. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to reduce that to about 8 seconds. So if we turn it off, hold those 2 buttons again, turn it on and hit the minus button until we get to 8 seconds, and that should save. Alright, so now with the new setting we're going to hit the double cup and grind a full dose. Again, tear the weight with an empty cup. And now we're at 18.3 grams. So what we're going to do now guys is actually grind it straight into the group handle to ensure that our extraction time is spot on. Now we're going to compare the level of the grind. In my left is the 18 grams from before we changed the blades, and on my right is the 18 grams from after we changed the blades. And if we just sort of look closely, it's a very similar level. So what we're going to do now is check our extraction time. Okay, so we'll see how that pours. Now remember guys, be patient and make small changes if you don't get it right the first time. Please note that it takes approximately 5 to 10 kilos to bed in the blades before they are completely set. So you may have to make some more changes during your run tomorrow.